There are many barriers that can prevent your prayers from being answered. Sometimes God answers your prayers and the answer is yes. Sometimes God answers your prayers and the answer is wait. And then sometimes God answers your prayers and the answer is no. But either way, your prayer gets answered. And a lot of times it's no. So always pray for God's will to be done. But the great thing about the Israeli Defense Force girls in heaven, who go by the name Rebecca, is they will present to God their prayers and their works and their good deeds and their virtues. And they will give you the credit if you are devoted to them. And the greatest of the Israeli Defense Force girls is the Blessed Virgin Mary. And when you pray the rosary really well and you are devoted to her and you give her your actions, your chores, your labors, your sufferings, and your prayers, she purifies them and she adds her prayers and her merits to your prayers. And then she takes them to heaven before God's throne. And God sees not your work, but the prayers and the work of the Blessed Virgin Mary. And it makes your prayers a lot more powerful. The greatest saints, St. Louis de Montfort said, would succeed through true devotion to Mary, entering into a habitual state of dependence on the Blessed Virgin Mary, invoking the Blessed Virgin Mary at all times and in all things, and praying the Rosary daily and relying on the Blessed Virgin Mary, doing all things for Mary, with Mary, in Mary, and through Mary. And there's a lot of Marys in heaven. Jesus said he has a lot of mothers, and Mary is sharing her graces, the graces of her perpetual virginity and innocence and purity and charity and immaculate conception, and all the virtues that God admires in a woman. The Blessed Virgin Mary is sharing with many women in heaven. And you can invoke the women in heaven and purgatory to help you. Bring your prayers to God's throne, and they will purify your prayers, add treasures to your prayers, and give you the credit for their work, like Rebecca did for Jacob. Rebecca got Isaac intoxicated. Isaac represents God the Father, and Rebecca got him intoxicated, and she provided Isaac with his favorite dish, and she gave Jacob credit for the work. She dressed Jacob up like Isaac's favorite, his twin Esau, and she made Isaac believe that it was, in fact, not Jacob standing before him, but Esau, and Jacob received the blessing of Esau. Isaac gave the wrong person the blessing, and that's essentially what the women in heaven, the Israeli Defense Force girls, I call them, or Rebecca, or the Blessed Virgin Mary, will do for those who are devoted to them, will do what Rebecca did for Jacob. And you will receive blessings unintended for you, graces reserved for other people, graces unintended for you, blessings you haven't earned or merited or rewarded. Esau was the harder worker, and yet Jacob got the blessings. Esau did more to please Isaac, Isaac representing God the Father, but Jacob loved Rebekah tenderly. And if you love the women in heaven tenderly, they will shield you from a lot of the punishment of, that your sins have, you know, that your sins have merited, and they will take the punishment and consequence of your sins upon themselves. Because Rebekah said of Jacob, let the consequences and punishment of his sins, let it be on me. The curse of Jacob's sins be on me, not on him. And that's what the women in heaven, the Israeli Defense Force girls, they will fight your battles for you. And the Blessed Virgin Mary will fight your battles for you and say, let this consequence and the curse of your sins be on me. So be devoted to the Blessed Virgin Mary and the women in heaven. God bless you.